Hey, what's up, guys? This is Mr. M Links coming at you with a possible solution to the all terrible blacktop freezing issue on NBA 2K13. This is an issue that has been happening with a lot of players. I'm sure if you're watching this video right now, it's happening to you. Trust me, it's happening to me, or it has happened to me and my a couple of my close friends that I play with on Xbox. But I know there's a bunch of release videos or fix videos out there that say, like, delete a certain file, load the game up in this fashion, copy file, I don't know, whatever. That's, those fixes. As far as I'm concerned, I've tried most of them. None of them have really worked very well for me. But I am posting this one as a possible solution that might actually have it might actually be, what do I call it? Might actually know the reason as to why it's freezing. Let me just explain the process that I've gone through. There's a lot of different ways you can do this. I'm not sure. We kind of are still experimenting with how we can get this thing to run even better. But as of right now, my current fix, what I've done and what my friend has done, the turnaround and the amount of games that we get into has greatly improved. We used to be like, we were lucky if we got into like 2 games every half an hour, if not even 1 game every half an hour because of this freezing issue. But now with what we've done, we are actually getting into at least every other Blacktop game. We can play even like 3 or 4 in a row without having it freeze or anything, and we've upped that. We can get maybe like, we can actually get a good 5 or 6 games in an hour, with this fix. So let me go ahead and explain what exactly it is that we did. So to start off, yesterday, which is May 8th, from the time of this video that I'm recording, I guess NBA 2K came out with, or 2K Sports came out with an update that ended up actually making things worse, it seems like, for most people than it did make things better. And the issue was loading custom shoe data would freeze the game for everybody that was trying to load the game, and they couldn't even load the game, period. And there was 2 solutions to it. It was either to load the game up without having a profile signed in and then signing in from the main menu of the game, or going into your 2K13 file and deleting the custom shoe data file from your hard drive. And I did the latter. I deleted the custom shoe file from my hard drive. And what had happened was, when I loaded up the game after deleting that file, was I actually got into the game, and my player, before I deleted that file, he had the Hardwood Classic Suns jersey on, and that was something that was released after the game came out. And he also had the Kevin Durant Black History Month shoes on that had the the +5 to the 3-point shot attribute boost. That's what I had before. After I deleted the file, my guy lost all that. He had a white t-shirt on, he had brown khakis, and he had the generic 2K shoes on. So I didn't know why that was the issue, but I ended up having to go back to my old Fadeaway Classics jersey, or the Fadeaway jersey, whatever you want to call it, of the Suns. And that was something that came with the game. And what I actually realized was that anything that I bought from the 2K store that was released after the game came out, so like the Hardwood Classic jerseys or the Winter Court jerseys, those weren't working for me. They were there, but when I tried to put them on, it was just a white t-shirt, or it was just a brown khaki pants, and it wouldn't actually show the actual uniform. So I had to go back to the old one, and that one worked just fine. And then as with the shoe, all the shoes were gone, obviously, because I deleted the loaded custom shoes. So everything that came out that had an attribute boost to it was not there. It was just all the normal shoes that, just like the normal shoes that came with the game. So what I did was I went back to the old jersey, went back to the old shoes, and it's important to note about the shoes, really important to know about the shoes. Most people don't know how the shoes work, but even when you go to your My Player closet and you go to your Blacktop and change your shoes, for your guy on the Blacktop menu, then you change your shoes over there. It doesn't actually reflect over to the actual Blacktop game itself, which you actually have to do. At least this is my issue. Maybe it's different for somebody else, but what I had to do was I had to go, when I want to change shoes for my Blacktop player, I have to go into my career. I have to change the shoes in my career over to whatever shoe I want, and then once I change the shoes and back out, I have to actually go into a game and load up a game. So everyone knows that when you load the next game, it starts to save your my player, and then it goes into the game. So then it goes into the game, and even though in the loading screen it's going to show the shoe that you had before, it's still going to be the shoe that you just put on. So when you go into the game, you can just quit the game. You don't have to save and exit. You can just quit the game. And once you quit the game, you can back out of that My Player menu and then go into your Blacktop locker room or your My Locker Room, and your shoes should be there. The shoes that you put on in My Career should be the ones that your guy's wearing in Blacktop. So that is important to note, and I'll tell you why. So after I had done this, changed the shoes, changed the jersey. My friend had done the same thing too, because he had the loading custom shoe issue, and he did the same exact thing. He went back to his retro or his old Lakers jersey, and he went back to his some generic shoes. And what we noticed yesterday was it actually was working much better. We were loading into many more games than we had before. And our first thought was that update, even though it got rid of the shoe or whatever, it screwed with the shoe issue, the shoe file. We thought like maybe it actually made it better, and made the Blacktop loading a lot better. I don't think that's actually the case. Because what we found out was today, yesterday we got to play all sorts of games, and then today I loaded up the game, and I don't know if the 2K custom shoe file is back in my hard drive or not. I didn't bother to check, and I'm too lazy to check right now. But regardless of whether it's there or not, when I loaded up the game today, I was able to access all the shoes again, all the custom shoes that had the attribute boosts on there, and I got access back to my Hardwood Classics jersey. So, which is what you're seeing in the video right now. And so what we figured out today, I told my buddy Harris, and he did the same thing. He put his Hardwood Classics Bulls jersey back on, and his attribute boost Kevin Durant's on. And when we started trying to get into Blacktop games, it started freezing and skipping again. We're like, crap, here we go again. Obviously that update didn't fix it. As we were playing, or as we kept trying and trying, we didn't make it into any of them for about 6 attempts. And then something popped into my mind after my buddy Harris had said, he's like, man, I kind of wish I would have rather traded off the shoes to get into more Blacktop games than have to deal with this. And what came into my mind was, I wonder if the shoes are the issue. So, what I ended up doing was, I was like, okay, I'm going to test that theory, be right back. And I changed back. I changed back to everything. I changed back my retro jersey back to the old hardwood, not hardwood, sorry, the fadeaway jerseys for the Phoenix Suns, the one that came with the game. That is important to note. The clothes that came with the game, not came out after the game was released. And then I changed my shoes back to generic shoes and nothing that had any attribute boosts on it. So I changed all that back. First he did the same thing, except he didn't change his shoes all the way, because he didn't know that you had to go into the My Player or My Career and change your shoes through that process that I just already talked about. So when I changed into my shoes, or into my old shoes, into my old jersey, we started loading the games up again, and this time I would make it. I wouldn't make all the games that we kept trying to get into, and my buddy Harris wouldn't make it. So I was like, maybe that wasn't the fix. And then I told him about the whole My Career changing shoes thing. So we went and he did that, and he came back and he had different shoes on. And then when we tried it again, we started getting into games. He got into the first 3 games that we got into, or the first 3 games that we attempted to get into, we got into, period. And this was one of the games that we actually got into. So that being said, I do believe the issue is the shoes at the most, possibly the jerseys that people might be wearing after that were bought after the game came out. So the Hardwood Classics and the Winter Courts, anything that came out after the game was launched. I don't know if that contributes to it at the most. I know maybe the shoes at the most. I haven't tried loading a game with having my retro jersey, my retro Hardwood Classic Sun jersey on, and just having generic shoes. I haven't tried that. I don't know if that works, but bottom line is I do believe that the issue is caused by the shoes that have attribute boosts on them, and possibly the content that was released after the game had actually launched. So my fix is don't wear attribute boost shoes, and don't wear anything from the 2K store that had been released after the game came out. So wear something that came with the game, like the fadeaway jerseys, or if you're like the generic kind of guy, just wear like a generic shirt or sleeveless and shorts, whatever. Essentially stay away from everything that came out after the game was launched. I think that's what the issue was. So I don't know if that's gonna fix it for everybody. This is just my fix video. Like I said, there's probably gonna be, I don't know if that's gonna be the issue or not, but that is my fix. So I would recommend trying that. Again, I'll go ahead and summarize it. So don't wear anything. Don't wear any attribute shoes. Wear generic shoes. Make sure that when you change your shoes, that you change it through the My Career process, which means going into your My Career, changing the shoes there, and then loading up a game. You don't have to save and exit the game. Just quit the game. And once you quit the game, you should have the shoes ready for Blacktop. And then when you're in Blacktop, also have, or your closet, make sure that you're wearing something that did not come out after the game was launched. So wear something that came with the game itself. That's the bottom line, and it's worked for me. It's working for me so far. It's working for my friends so far. Like I said, we went from like skipping all the time to now it's just running smooth. You're still gonna get skips every now and then. Sorry. But let's just say, like, you go from getting into 10% of the games you attempt to get into to getting into like 75 to 80% of the games. So you're still not going to make it into some games, maybe. That's still going to have the skipping issue, but most of the time it's going to work better. Like, you're going to notice, like, the skipping actually is there's a lot less skipping. You'll notice your screen loads much more fluidly than it might have before. Like I said, though, I don't know if this is going to fix everyone's solution. I really hope it does, because I know how it is to have to deal with this crap issue, and it's kind of terrible that 2K hasn't really done much to fix it. But this is my fix video. If it works for you guys, please leave feedback, share it with friends that had the same issue. Hopefully, if it does work for everybody, we can get 2K to notice this, and maybe they can find a way around that issue. I don't know. I mean, I love this game. I love playing this game. It's probably the best basketball game out there. But it's just, there's so many freezing issues. The online issues are terrible. It's just 2K can't keep up with it, and I don't know what their issue is. But I really hope this helps people. If it does, like I said, leave feedback, leave comments below. It would really greatly help the 2K community, I know for sure. And be sure to check out my channel. I've got a 2K Blacktop montage on there. I have another 2K video of me getting 31 assists in one game, and along with other gaming stuff. And other than that, I also do have a Blacktop montage in the making as well. That should be released sometime towards the summer. So if you guys comment, subscribe, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'm going to try to get it back up and running again, a lot more than I used to have before. Like I said, I'll have another Blacktop montage coming out in summer. If you check out the first one I had and you like it, be sure to check back sometime this summer. I have one that's going to be a lot longer. It's going to have a lot more highlights in it. So other than that, thanks for checking out the video. If it does work, like I said, please leave feedback, share it with your friends. Let's just get it noticed. Let's get this issue fixed and out of the way. And enjoy some Blacktop, guys. Thanks for watching. This is Mr. MLinks. Talk to y'all later.